Hey guys, welcome to DPHP. That would be Perez. I'm Booker. Tell us everything that's going to happen today.
Oh my gosh. Get ready because today's show is wild.
Yeah?
So much Chrissy Teigen insanity. Plus, I've upset Khloe Kardashian fans and Khloe Kardashian.
Cool.
Also upset Joe Biden supporters. Are we over Meghan Markle and Prince Harry? Plus Jennifer Lopez being inappropriate with Ben Affleck and her children, all that and much more. But how are you?
Well done. I'm well. I'm anxious to get to these stories. You got some good teases there. Everything's good. I'm great. Thanks. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
Happy
good
to be
start.
here. Yeah. And maybe I'll plant a seed in your brain and you can think about it and get back to, I don't even know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We'll talk about it another time. Anyways, let's just get to the show.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, ponder on if you would enjoy or if it would be better for you to record the podcasts on Wednesdays instead of Mondays. Just a thought.
We'll think about it. Okay.
All right. Anyways, let's just start. Let's get into it. Chrissy Teigen. We missed this story because it all didn't go down until after we had recorded last week. And boy, is there so much to it. Mm-hmm. It all has been this ongoing story for a while now, which we've covered, but it all kicked off last week on the same day that Chrissy Teigen returned to social media after taking a break and apologized again for her past awfulness. But when she did that, that triggered something in this designer, Michael Costello, who came forward and claimed that Chrissy Teigen bullied him for years and tried to get him blacklisted from Hollywood alongside her stylist, and claims that as a result of that, he's been suicidal as recently as this year. And then it turned into this just ginormous thing and a back and forth and this development and that development. It was kind of overwhelming. I think I'm still carrying all of that because I'm like, it was hard for me to keep up. It's my job. Like there's just so much. And I can only imagine what last week must have been like for all of these people. Like Chrissy Teigen must have felt like her head was underwater. That guy, Michael Costello, must have felt like his head was underwater because after he came out with the allegations against Chrissy Teigen, then Leona Lewis, the singer, came out with allegations against him. This black design that he body shamed her. This black designer came out with allegations against him, Michael Costello, that he used the N-word against her. A former model who had worked with him, allegations against him. Then other people with allegations against Chrissy Teigen. The singer claimed that Chrissy Teigen pushed her at the Grammy Awards several years ago. Then Chrissy Teigen coming forward, her team and her claiming that guy, when he came forward, he had sent or included these DMs that Chrissy Teigen allegedly sent him that, were like, you deserve to die, blah, 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 blah. And she and her team claim that these DMs are fake, fabricated, that she never sent them. And they had all of these observations as to why. Well, if you really took a DM, why was her photo from there and not verified and blah, blah, blah. It's like, my brain felt like it was going to explode.
Well, let me stop you there. I want to ask one question because
Go.
you've been in the pits of this before. Is there an excitement on her end as a social media person that you're getting so much attention, or do you truly think that this is hurting her or them? Because I know there's a bit of you that, when you're in it, you like it.
I'll talk about that later when I get into
Okay.
Joe Biden.
Okay.
But from personal experience, if somebody is lying about something, no, I get no satisfaction. I get like
You get
just
furious, right?
beyond fear. I'm like, how? Like I'm already at a low. They're trying to like just kick me when I'm down, and like like I can like I'm sure this is what she's thinking. If I said or did something, I will accept it. I can handle it.
Right.
Okay, I have to live with the consequences of what I said and did. But if somebody's straight up fabricating something, no, there's no joy or pleasure. But that is like you want to throw punches. And I don't believe in throwing punches. And I feel like that's what it was like for her this past week, because that's what she claims. I mean, John Legend even came for John Legend. Like, oh my God, I need a Xanax. Like, still, like John Legend was going back and forth with this guy on Twitter. And there's so much I want to say, but like, take a step back. And I think I've said this before, and you've said it too. Mm-hmm. She doesn't need social media.
Right.
She's married, has her health, has 2 beautiful, healthy children. Her husband's loaded. She's made her own money. She doesn't need social media. But there's something in her that she wants it. And you know what? If you want it, then fucking do it. Mm-hmm. I actually DM'd her and I said, you know what? You might be getting advice. And I almost thought that she should do this, but then I said, you know what? No, don't fucking do this. I DM'd Chrissy Teigen and I said, you might be getting advice to take another month off, to take an entire year off social media. And you know what I'm telling you, Chrissy Teigen? Don't. Just go back to posting as normal. And the people that will like you will like you.
Yeah.
And the people that are not going to like you are not going to like you.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I have been through so much drama in my past. Did this bitch right here ever take a fucking day off? I
don't believe so.
Was like a bull. Mm-hmm. Through controversy, I just kept full steam ahead. And I would actually advise her to do the same, because she's become so polarizing. And despite any receipts, people are going to believe what they want to believe.
Right.
And I don't know.
Look, the narrative's already out there, right? She was a shit.
Yeah. And she owned up to that.
And she owned up to it. Story's over. I personally disagree with you, because it is over. Don't even just say, I agree with the point. Just go on doing what you're doing, but just ignore these people. I would just say, look, I've addressed all this. I'm not going to anymore. And I'm going to go on to what I do online now and just do that.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although she's
engaged. Don't get your husband involved, because that's when you look guilty to me. When the husband's also going back and forth, it's just like, guys, time out. Pump the brakes. Enough. You guys are feeding this story. It would, like you said, it would go away. There'll be a new cycle of trash tomorrow. And bottom line, the narrative's already there. She was a shit. We got it. Yeah. Don't pour fire on it. See, I agree and I disagree.
Well, she might pour more than fire on it. She might explode a bomb, because according to multiple reports, she's considering doing a sit-down interview with Oprah Winfrey.
I can't wait not to watch that. Who gives a shit?
To clear the air. And, in her mind, if Oprah can forgive her.
I'm going to go back to my initial question to you. She's loving this. That's my answer that I'm asking you. If she's getting Oprah, there's going to be an Oprah interview involved. She loves this. Okay. So that's my take.
I don't know. I would love it, but
of course you would. But you should.
I don't know. She's lost a lot of big deals as a result of it. So I would not love that, But
back to your point, she doesn't need any of them.
True.
Perez Hilton still does. She doesn't. She's got more money than God wrapped up in her husband. More money than God. They need nothing.
And he loves her so much.
So there you go.
She is so lucky. So, I don't know. I mean, that's the big takeaway. The only people that know what really happened are the ones that were in it. This guy says one thing, she says another.
Yeah.
And that's that. All right. Major drama with Billie Eilish. But before we get to that, it's still Pride Month. To celebrate Pride in a meaningful way, Vizzy Hard Seltzer created a labelless can to reinforce the beauty of loving our unique personal identity and living beyond pre-assumed labels. The limited edition pack was created in partnership with the Human Rights Campaign. If you don't know Vizzy, they call themselves a hard seltzer. I call them a smooth seltzer. It's these yummy flavored carbonated beverages like they've got pineapple, mango, black cherry, lime, strawberry, kiwi, and more. And most importantly, it's got alcohol in it. And I love this. Vizzy has donated $1 million to HRC, the Human Rights Campaign, over 3 years to support their fight for LGBTQ plus equality. So if you buy some Vizzy, you will be doing good for your queer family and friends. So I love that. Upgrade your hard seltzer to Vizzy. To find out where you can purchase Vizzy's limited edition Pride packaging or any of their other refreshing flavors, go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/Perez. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/Perez. You must be 21 and over. So last week, we talked about Billie Eilish and her queer baiting or alleged queer or perceived queer baiting. This week, and I was excited to talk about this because I haven't shared my opinion yet anywhere. A lot of people in the Asian community and a lot of Billie Eilish fans are upset at her because there's this one video that went viral. Wait, should I play the video? Maybe.
I don't know if you have the rights to it. So
I think I could. But I'll have to like take.
Just tell us about it.
Anyways, yeah. Because I don't know if with the new recording setup and all that jazz, it's this video with some clips of Billie Eilish, and some people interpret it like she's using a racial slur for Asian people and mocking Asian accents, but I cannot say with certainty that that's what is going on in those videos because there's such short clips and they're shown completely out of context. It's like a 2-second moment, a 3-second moment, a 2-second moment, all spliced together. So a lot of people think that she did do this. And here's my interesting thought. I think I'm inclined to believe it, not based on the video, but based on the fact that her team has not denied it. If this thing went viral, which it did, and mainstream media news articles were being written about it, and if I did not do it, first of all, you know how the media works. They have to reach out for comment. So they'll reach out to comment and you can either say no comment or give a comment. The fact that her team didn't give a comment makes me believe, yeah, that's what went down. And she did these things. And I'm not excusing it, but these videos are from several years ago. She was probably 15 or 14 years old, a little shit stain, an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm not excusing it, but
you should.
That's the context.
Go ahead and excuse it.
I'm not. I'm just saying
kids,
that's
kids explore ideas and thoughts, and that's what language is all about. I don't even think it makes them shit stains. It just makes them kids. I refuse to judge someone upon what they did at 14, trying to figure themselves out as a human being. It's silly. And even thinking that she is that person now. She's an adult now. I don't know. The whole thing seems silly to me. We keep doing this over and over. And I get it. Like, kids need to know, but this is really the first generation that's going through this, that has a complete a video diary, or a feed of their life that could be just investigated and tracked back to something. We didn't have that. Thank God. Thank God.
I hope that it's just this generation, because I know that at my kids' school, they teach them all things like this. Like, I think I might have mentioned on the podcast, like I was overhearing, they were even talking about consent. I said that on the podcast, right?
I don't think so.
Anyways, they were having a conversation about consent at 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the generations, or the generation below Billie Eilish, I would hope aren't going to be making this mistake that the older one is, because a lot of them grew up listening to hip hop and yada yada yada, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or they just didn't know better. But
yeah, when you're surrounded by art that embraces some of these violence, racial slurs, whatever, when you grow up with it, you don't really know it's wrong till somebody tells you it's wrong. And at some point somebody says that and you say, oh, I didn't know because I was young. So it's hard. It's very hard. I don't think we should be judging our youth upon that.
Yeah, but it's definitely been a hard week plus for Billie Eilish. She had that went down. And then I think last week we also talked about her boyfriend and his past awful social media posts. He took to Instagram to apologize for that. And at the end of the day, I don't even think this will affect her in any way, though. It might only help her, because I don't know if her new music is connecting in a major way.
Well, there's no album yet. We've got a couple singles.
Yeah, she's the new music, songs.
Yeah.
A friend of mine texted me and said, her singles have stiffed. And I said, well, I don't really think she's a singles artist anyways. Like, she's lucky that she's an album artist, I think, and has fans that are invested in her and the entire body of work that she's going to put out. I think
radio wants her to be singles artist because pop culture, because so many kids idolize her. But to your point, the songs aren't, unless you go with Bad Guy. I mean, I don't know. Therefore I Am was a pretty big hit song, but Bad Guy was a big hit song. So I don't know if she knows or cares, like she's one of those artists that she's like, here, label, do it what you want. They don't come to her and say, hey, we need this. She would laugh because she was already bigger than any label when she signed at 15, So I don't think she cares.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Do what you want to do.
All right. We are gonna get to Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. But first, oh my God, I enjoyed a little bit too much Magic Spoon over the last week.
There's no such thing. How dare you?
I did. I enjoyed too much Magic Spoon and too much other things that I should not have eaten as well. But thankfully, the Magic Spoon was healthier than some of the other things that I ate. Thankfully.
You went for it, huh?
I did go for it. I've been going through it over the last few days. If you guys have not picked up Magic Spoon yet, you need to. This is a healthier cereal alternative that is truly delicious. Amazing flavors to choose from. Your basics: cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, and cinnamon. And what makes Magic Spoon truly magical is some of the nutritional information that's just incomparable. You won't be able to find anything that tastes this good that has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 140 calories a serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. It's truly magic. Go to magicspoon.com/Perez to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. That's magicspoon.com/Perez and use the code Perez to save $5 off your order. And a reminder, if you enjoy our show, please check out our sponsors, okay? Support the sponsors who support our show. Thank you to Magic Spoon and everybody who supports the podcast.
Yeah. By the way, on the show summary, somebody asked me this week they wanted they wanted to buy their husband the meter, and they were like, "I don't know the Perez. What was the website?" Every show, if you look at the details of the show at the bottom, the coupon codes are there, and all of the advertisements that we do during the show if you want to buy the stuff. So please go there and support us that way, but they are available in the show description.
There you go. Easy peasy. All right. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez still together, still hot and steamy in public. Actually, I read this one interesting article, which I think is possibly true, claiming that Jennifer Lopez has thought that Ben Affleck was the one that got away.
I read that article.
You did?
Let me just say something.
You don't believe
Let me say
that?
something about that article.
Okay.
Because they were saying that they were together for Lynn's birthday, and they spelled her name wrong. I'm like, you can't even get the sister's name spelling correct, and you're in the know. Eat a dick. You are not in the know. You have no clue. Come on. Lynda. And happy birthday to her too.
It's her birthday?
It was. She's it's our joke every year. She's born on Flag Day. So on Flag Day,
that's my sister's birthday.
There you go. So now you know that's Lynn's birthday. So I always send her like a couple of flags and she laughs. And, that's how we keep in touch. Birthdays.
That's it? Does she send you a text on your birthday?
Usually. Yeah. A couple of my exes do. I mean, Lynn and I are very friendly. So it's cool.
What about that wild one that got arrested? Do you still talk to her?
No. We don't talk about that.
Does your girlfriend have any crazy ex-boyfriends?
No. She's got no fun stories. I like to pretend that they're all dead anyhow, so it's fine.
Anyways, the whole one that got away wasn't even what I was going to talk about. I wanted to talk about the photos that I'm sure everybody has seen by now. There was also video as well. They were out to eat at a restaurant outdoors, and they were caught by the paparazzi kissing. But if you watch the video, you would see that it wasn't just Ben and J-Lo kissing in public. They were kissing in front of her kids. And a lot of people were triggered by that, thinking it was inappropriate. I don't think that's inappropriate. I'm not that bothered. I'm not bothered by it at all. I mean, she can do what she wants. She's clearly in love.
Okay, but let me ask you, is it a little confusing that 10 minutes ago, mommy was in love with somebody else and kissing on that person at the opening of every envelope at every moment that they possibly could, and then 10 minutes later, she's doing the same thing with somebody else? I'm not saying that's wrong or a bad thing. I'm just asking, as a parent, would that be confusing to your kids?
Well, I would say that this is not an ordinary situation because she was previously engaged to this guy.
Yeah, but they weren't alive then. The kids weren't. It's still.
No, I get it, but it's like
we're talking about the situation, the instance.
No, I understand, but it's like when introducing Ben to the children, she said I'm sure she must have told him, this is somebody that I was at one point in time gonna marry. So I don't know. It's in her mind. How
many times does she say that to the kids?
Well, she's
I'm
married.
Sorry. It's funny because it's true.
Yeah. In her mind, she's vetted him already. Right. Yeah. So she doesn't need to go through the normal, I'm going to wait 6 months or however long before I introduce him to the kids. She's already vetted him. They've already gotten engaged in the past. I don't know. And also her kids, She and the father of her children, Mark Anthony, have not been together for a really long time.
Right.
And since they broke up, she's been engaged twice and had two long-term relationships, A-Rod and Casper Smart. So
the kids probably don't even remember him.
No, they do, but
no, come on. He was 7-8 years ago. Those kids that's about the age they are, right?
They don't remember their dad? What are you talking about?
No, Casper.
Oh, of course they remember him.
You think?
Yeah.
I feel like that guy was like they would have been babies.
No, they weren't babies, and they were together for like 3 years or something like that. Anyways, the kids are also, I think, teenagers. They're probably like 12 or 13.
Are they? Okay. In my mind, I got them like at 9 or something, but you're probably right. Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez son.
You're right. I'm sure you're right.
I just want to make sure the age. There we go. Age. Let's see here. Fudge. Quickly. Age. He is 13. There you go. I was exactly
so
right.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
So they're teenagers, and I'm sure that J-Lo's had the birds and the bees conversation with them by now. You would think by 13, that's kind of like you should have already had that conversation. So I don't know. I don't think making out in front of your kids, and they weren't even making out, they were kissing. But what do you think, our viewers and listeners? Call us and let us know your thoughts. 800-721-1185. From Ben and Jen to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, I think the tide has turned and people are either or both fed up with or bored of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and everything that comes with them.
There's no substance. It's what I've been saying for the past few weeks. What are we talking about? Great. He wants to leave his family. He left his family. You want privacy? You moved up north. Okay. What do they want?
So this guy who is a very close insider, confidant of Meghan Markle's, he wrote this book about all the drama that went down. And it was the only book that was kind of like, they spoke to the journalists. This journalist now claims that there were several palace discussions about their son's skin color. And in my mind, that's like a bombshell development. Wow, there were several palace discussions about Archie's skin color. But I don't think that story has gotten a lot of traction. I don't think people care. And I'm just curious why. I think maybe because like at this point, it's like, well, you've known that. Why didn't you reveal that in your Oprah interview? Like, why do you keep dragging this out? Like, why have your friend reveal this now? Why didn't you reveal that? I'm just trying to understand
Right.
it.
Right. Why is there a negative connotation to it, though? That's my question. If someone wondered what my girlfriend and me got together and wondered what our kid would look like, what's the big deal? I mean, why is that a negative thing?
Well,
we often wonder what would our kid look like. I don't think that's a bad thing. Does the kid have mom's skin or dad's skin? If we were talking like in my relationship, we'd probably hope for mine. I have a darker Italian. I've got, pretty good skin. So I don't know. I just don't necessarily look how young I look. I mean, are you kidding me? But
and also
I don't necessarily, I'm just saying, is that a bit? I don't think a lot of people are zeroing in on this because it's not that big of a deal. I don't think everyone feels that it's a negative thing that somebody brought that up. I never thought it was a big deal.
Okay, I'm going to get back to this in a second, but this is for all of those horny bitches who keep watching our podcast and they're like, oh my God, Booker is so hot. Booker is so handsome. All right.
It is true. Look at this skin.
I get it. You've said
Olive.
it enough. You're starting to make me feel inadequate. Like, why don't I get those compliments?
Because you've given away the cow. Okay. You've been online so much. People have seen so much of you. You're yesterday's news. You're an old hag. I too am an old hag, but I'm a new hag in the sun. Okay. So give me my moment and just and let those bitches, let those horny bitches, let them dream. I say dream, horny bitches dream.
Anyways, I don't know what these conversations were, going back to something that we said earlier when talking about the truth with Chrissy Teigen and Michael Costello. Maybe the conversations about Archie's skin tone had a racist undertone.
Maybe they didn't.
Maybe they didn't.
Maybe he has pasty, shitty skin. He does. He's British. He does. Come on, look at his skin. He's got that pasty. He's got awful skin. She has beautiful skin. I would rather my kid, if that was my relationship, I would rather my kid have mom's skin all day long. That's all I'm saying.
All right, but we don't want to be alienating our British viewers and listeners.
I'm not talking about all of them. I'm just talking about him.
You said pasty British skin.
Okay, good point. But the British don't see a lot of sun, and they'll be the first to admit that they're typically they got more of a less tanned hue than us drowning in sun Americans. That's all.
That's why a lot of them love to do fake tan.
Yeah.
So they do the fake tan. Anyway.
There you go. Pissing off countries one at a time.
I know. I think we might be like cooling on Meghan and Harry. So, maybe we'll have a Meghan and Harry free week next week. Last night I went on a royal hole and was reading all about Queen Victoria from the late 1800s to early 1900s. And she had this home that she had built for herself in the Isle of Wight. And back in the day, they used to have these things called bathing machines. Did you ever hear about that?
Mm-mm.
Not just for the royals, but like you were supposed to get into like a bathing machine so other people wouldn't see you get into the ocean in your bathing suit. Whatever. It was random. Total aside. All right. Let's get into the Khloe Kardashian drama. So part 2 of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians reunion special aired last night. Mm-hmm. And a lot of revelations came forth from that. It was very well done, I got to say. I watched a lot of clips. I didn't watch the entire thing. I'm busy. But, they were asked really, I would say, tough questions, specific questions. And it was a long, a two-part special. It was like a long day of filming. So much so that some of the things that they shot didn't make it on the air. Like there is one segment that Khloe tweeted about where it showed either the media or regular folks on socials mocking her and being cruel to her. Mm-hmm. And I saw that tweet and I used that as an opportunity to publicly apologize to Khloe Kardashian because I was a miserable see you next Tuesday towards her in the beginning of my career. And I mentioned this in the past, in December when I was going through it all, I reached out to a lot of people and Khloe Kardashian was one of the people that I reached out to privately and apologized privately. And I thought it was important to also apologize publicly.
Well, can I ask a question? You went to one of Kim's weddings or something,
yes.
One of the televised ones or whatever. Who knows how real that was?
Yes.
But were you not friendly with the rest of the family then?
I was.
So when you were unfriendly, was it after that or before the wedding? Like, did they invite you because you're part of the machine and you brought some drama, or did you bring the drama after the wedding and were you like a shit to her after that? Like, how did that go down?
I think Kim invited me because we were very friendly and, at the beginning of her career, and the show, I helped them a lot by
Mm.
covering them a lot. So it was kind of like, I guess, a thank you,
So
or
were
like you
you
said, I was part of the machine.
right? But were you saying negative things about Khloe then while you were covering Kim, or was that after the
No,
fact?
I think by then I had stopped.
Okay.
Yeah. By then I had stopped. Yeah, because I think her marriage was 2011, I think. And by that point, I was already like, I had already like given up being a total D-bag.
Gotcha.
Chris Humphrey's wedding. Let's see
Well,
what
you
year
haven't
that
given
was.
up all the way yet. I mean, let's not get carried away.
Oh, I did. Hush. Yes, they got married in 2011. I was absolutely right.
Your knowledge of years is astounding to me. Like I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but then I forget a lot of other things.
Yeah, well, that is crazy.
Well, it's wild that they got married so quickly. Like they started, but then she and Kanye did too. She started dating him in October of 2010, and they got engaged in May of 2011.
But everything was a plot line back then. You know, when you had that show, you're in the throes of it. And I think that they probably didn't find their reality that real anymore. And everything just became, quote, a bit, as I would say. And I think that's what happens when you get thrown into a show that it was wildly popular back then too. You're constantly trying to, generate content, which they did. That's why they, the machine kept getting bigger. So who knows how real any of that was.
Anyways, I do regret that, and I apologized, and I did so because I wanted to. And I could still talk about Khloe Kardashian and give my opinion and do so in a different way. Like one of the revelations from her in this second part of the reunion was, for the first time ever, confirming that she got a nose job, which is interesting. Her rationale for that, she said that she had never been asked about it in an interview.
Okay.
And that's why she never addressed it.
So you want me to call bullshit now because you're afraid to? I'll call bullshit.
No,
Come on, give me a
I'm not
break.
calling bullshit. I'm just saying,
It's been their whole thing is online, their online presence. She's been asked online probably a trillion times. Okay. Just because Oprah Winfrey didn't do it. Like, because, Oprah's probably not interviewed her, but I'm just saying it's not really that tactful in an interview. Like, hey, tell me about your nose, so come on.
Well, and also, don't you remember a few months ago? I think it was not that long ago. There was that unedited photo of her that leaked, and
yes,
then she got real upset and released this statement about how, yes, I love a filter, and growing up being compared to my sisters and blah 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 blah. I mean, even that, she could have used that as an opportunity to say, it led me to getting a nose job or whatever. Like, she could have tied that in, but instead said nothing. And
the Wizard of Oz doesn't let everybody behind the curtain, and their whole thing is a put on. It's a fake, fraudulent life. It's an image that they put out there for other people to consume, and it's all horseshit. That's the problem everybody has with that family. It's all bullshit.
Well, I think we all know that.
I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of young people don't. I think a lot of young people think that, they're supposed to look that way. They got to put on this armor of makeup and this fake phony look to be loved or respected in society. I think a lot of young women think that. You got to sort things out. People aren't born confident. It takes some people even longer. So there's something to that.
I feel confident.
Come on, do you think
now.
a bunch of Einsteins watched that fucking show? Are you kidding me? Come on. I mean, give me a break. It's vapid television, and it is what it is. I mean, it probably doesn't attract the upper echelon of intelligence. Come on.
Jennifer Lawrence loves that show. I'm just saying,
I don't know if that's a diss or
I'm just saying it's one of her favorite shows. She's obsessed with it. She's even partied with the Kardashians. All right. Are you having trouble sleeping? Let me tell you.
No.
Well, good. You're not
because of my mattress? Because I could tell you about my mattress. I have
Yeah.
my Helix mattress.
Yes.
What am I? I gotta be. Well, I'm probably like 9 months in on this mattress now. I stand by it. This is the best mattress I've ever owned. If you know me, over the course of the past couple of years, I do this all the time. I'm always moving around because I can't get my back and it was my mattress. I knew it because every mattress I would get, I felt like I was sleeping in a hole and I could not keep my posture straight. This mattress that I got it was fit for me because you go online and you take the little test and you decide what kind of mattress suits you the best. I did that. I love this mattress. I sleep so much better. I just got my posture straight. And I'm telling you, the Helix mattress is the best mattress I've ever owned.
Amazing. Well, you can get it too, and it's not going to break the bank. Just go to HelixSleep.com/Perez. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. And Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattresses and 2 free pillows for our listeners at HelixSleep.com/Perez. So going back again to Chrissy Teigen, it all goes back to Chrissy Teigen. I was involved in some controversy on Saturday, and I loved it. I did, especially because it wasn't even my fault. But then when I saw what was going on, I worked it. I kind of trolled it, sort of. Okay. I'll explain to you what happened. So, and I think our viewers and listeners know, even last week when I was feeling overwhelmed because things were so much and it was hard for me to catch up, I sent out a tweet and a Facebook message and on Instagram saying, if you want to make sure to get the latest and be, on top of everything for the breaking news, follow my @Perez Hilton account. That's the website account. My team, my social media team handles that. And, because I am doing so many different things every day. Like I don't have always the time to be on top of if I'm doing this or if I'm doing an interview or whatever it is. So over the weekend, from my @Perez Hilton Twitter account, which my team handles, and I do the Perez Hilton. From the work one, they sent out a tweet talking about Joe Biden's dog passing.
Yeah. And
stylistically, something that they do on the website's Twitter and Facebook and all of it, they do like this thing where they go, check it out, whatever. It's like a stylistic thing. Check it out. They do it on so many social posts.
Right.
I was getting tagged. People thought that we were mocking Joe Biden's stutter.
Come on.
Because we literally wrote, check it out, which we do on so many posts.
Yeah.
And people were wanting and demanding and expecting me to apologize. So I didn't. Instead, I explained what happened. I said,
as you should. That's fine.
I said, first of all, even Donald Trump, whom I despise, I don't think I ever fat shamed him. Like I'm not like, I think I've evolved and grown from that. I don't need to pick at somebody's weakness physically or with a disability or handicap or whatever the exact term is. I just wouldn't do, and neither would my team either. The fact this is what it actually pissed me off, that people want to see the worst in me, that people just went there and assumed that we were mocking this man's former stutter. I don't even think he has a stutter anymore, or if he does, he's got it so under control that I don't hear him stutter. Anyways, I explained this was not an attack on him. I like Joe Biden. I voted for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
So I said, and then I gave receipts. I was like, this is
I would just do just a scroll on your site and just circle, check. Check.
Yeah.
Check.
That's what I did.
We do it all of the time.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with him.
Exactly. I included some tweets where we were like, check it out. Check it out. I included 4 or 5 of them.
Right. It's just your version of breaking news or.
Exactly.
It's Perez Hilton verbiage. It's all it is.
Exactly. But people were like calling me despicable and this and that. If anything, and I didn't apologize for this either, because I was just like buckling down. If anything, I hope the lovely social media girl that was working on, I hope she's not watching or listening. Mm-hmm. If anything, maybe a post about somebody's dog that just died, like maybe saying that at that time wasn't the most tactful.
Exactly. Because check it out is like, I got a hot story for you. And this is a downer of a story. But still, does that really, people, it's the internet. What can it's the internet.
If I was going to apologize for anything, I would be like, that wasn't exactly worded tactfully. But then in my mind, it's like, during the week, I have more than one person helping out. On Saturdays and Sunday, I only have one person helping out and doing everything, not only helping out with social, but also helping me out with the website. Yeah. So during the week, on Monday through Friday, the people that are helping with social, they're just doing social, so they have more time.
Well, right. There's more eyeballs on something as well. Someone could say, oh, let's not use that headline for this. But you got one person on duty that, when you say stuff on your own, you can't flag yourself because you say it. You thought it came out right. They probably didn't even think twice about it. And then it's not a big deal.
No, and then she deleted that tweet within minutes because she saw that people were not responding well to it. And then people got upset that she deleted the tweet. I'm like,
ignore, whatever.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I did not ignore it. I'm like, no, this is an opportunity for me to turn this into something more. So I did, and I loved it. It was fun, but a little bit draining as well.
Yeah, it's Saturday. I gotta think there's something better to do.
Anyways, this, we're just missing it because I think it's happening on Wednesday. This is the week. Oh my God. We almost should have an emergency episode later this week, but we probably won't. On Wednesday, Britney Spears is going to be in court. And this is when she's going to speak herself directly to the judge. And we don't know what she's going to say, but I think all eyes all over the world are going to be paying very close attention to this court in Los Angeles on Wednesday. She also herself in a video addressed fans' questions, one of which was if she'll perform again, if she's ever going to take the stage again. She responded saying, I have no idea. I'm having fun right now. I'm in a transition in my life and I'm enjoying myself.
Very together answer.
Yeah. I feel like that too, Brittany. We're going to get to more legal news. Going to talk about some crazy Real Housewives drama. But first, do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it could be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. I haven't really spoken about this before because I wasn't aware exactly what a huge story this was. All the drama with Beverly Hills housewife Erica Jane and her husband, that high-powered lawyer here in Los Angeles, who have been accused of embezzlement and all sorts of shadiness. Have you been following that or aware of that?
I've never even heard of that person, no.
Erica Jane. Yes, she's, I'd say, a popular housewife. She's been on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for many years now. And there's also conspiracy theories and speculation that the divorce is just a sham or an attempt to protect their assets. Because she's, I think, 49 years old and he's 82.
What are you getting at?
He's gonna die soon, you know, like
We're all gonna die soon.
I know, but like she's only 49 and he's 82.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of divorcing him now?
Well, come on, loopholes and
exactly.
and
that's what I'm
just,
saying.
That's all it is. Yeah.
I did not realize their huge age difference until I was reading about all of this. And there's so many developments. Like, she was dropped by her lawyers, and then her lawyers changed their mind, and there was this Hulu documentary about it all. Like,
Wow.
It's actually like a big story. So I wanted to at least mention it. Speaking of reality TV stars, there we go. Tori Spelling, I've been aware of this for a while, but I didn't report it because I didn't have, concrete information. But now she's talking about it and addressing the rumors. For those of you that are curious, and I think a lot of our listeners and viewers are interested in Tori Spelling.
Sure.
They grew up watching 90210, and we've talked about her before.
Mm-hmm.
There's drama going down in her marriage. Her husband has been out of the country for 6 months filming something. So that's good for him. Lucky, make that money. Money's a good thing to make, especially because they've had money issues in the past. But she also alluded to the fact that now I think he's back and they're not sharing a bed anymore. And I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting divorced, or who knows, marriage is tough. It's tough. I wish them well. This is hilarious. And you have a personal tie-in to this next story, which I'll ask you this next story.
Okay.
So I'll ask you to elaborate on that. But the Foo Fighters had a concert in Los Angeles recently, a few days ago. And did you know this? Outside of the concert, protesting was former child actor, Silver Spoon star Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah.
He and others were very upset because the Foo Fighters were demanding proof of vaccination in order to attend the concert. Did you see Ricky Schroeder outside?
I'm so bummed. I did see the protesters, but I didn't pay them any mind. Well, let me just talk about the night in general, just for a second, because this is kind of interesting. I went to the concert, yes, and it's the first night that LA was open. So it's the first night you were allowed to go anywhere to a concert where people could gather. The ballpark opened that night. So it was the first thing that happened in LA, the first concert. And they wanted to put on a show to get warmed up for the Garden. An indoor concert, yes. So they did a show out by Brittany, Agora Hills. Yeah, so they did a show out there. I'd never been to the place before. It was cool. They need air conditioning, I'll say that. And the protesters were out front. But I think people were so excited to see other people and converse that it was almost like just noise that everyone just completely ignored. It wasn't even a talking point like, look at these yahoos. It was like, I haven't seen you for so long. Oh my God, it's great to see faces and people in the industry that I hadn't seen in a while. It was awesome. And something weird happened during the show as well, because as soon as the show started, they open up with times like these and everyone's sucked in, right? You're watching music. You're like, wow, this is great. Foo Fighters. It's like watching a bar band. But the weirdest thing happened about 3-4 songs in. The whole room just sort of pivoted away from the band and they were talking. People were just talking to one another, like a regular bar band was up there, not the freaking Foo Fighters, And it hit me at that moment. I said, people haven't seen each other and they haven't conversed and they haven't talked and they haven't connected and had seeing someone smile. So it was a really foreign thing that was going down while the Foo Fighters were playing, where the attention you would think in a small little bar would be every move that the Foo Fighters made, but it wasn't the case. And I think that had to do with the fact that people were getting to
that's it wasn't the best show.
No. The band was the Foo Fighters. They're great. I mean, they played some of my favorite, and I was in and out too. And I found myself in conversations with people that I hadn't seen in 2 years as well.
Did they not do the hits? Is that it?
No, they did the hits. It was a very good show. I mean, like I said, I was in and out too. Like, like Aurora comes on. That's my favorite song. Like, I'm right up in it. I think I teared up a little bit. Like, I can't believe I'm seeing a concert. I'm seeing my favorite band in a little room. This is great. But there were other times that you were just like, oh my God, I have not seen you in 2 years, and you're hugging friends because you just, it was just wild. It was a different experience because of the time away from other human beings. It just wasn't, hey, I'm going to a concert and that's it. Because I've been to thousands of concerts. It felt different. That's all. But I was pissed. I didn't see him and get that selfie, because I would have been like, hey, look, dickhead. I would have totally done that. But
well, I'm glad you went and had a good time. I can't wait to go back to my first concert. I don't know. Maybe. I think Christina Aguilera is performing at the Hollywood Bowl. If I could get free tickets to that, I would go.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to manifest that. Anyways, this episode is brought to you by Rise, a science-based app that makes it easy to improve your sleep and daily energy. Rise uses a scientific, fact-based approach to help you get the sleep your body needs. It's built around the two simple principles that sleep researchers agree most affect how we feel and perform: sleep debt and circadian rhythm. And if you don't know what that is, Rise will walk you through it. It's an app. It's so easy to use, and it's free to use for 7 days.
Wow.
Okay. And 80% of Rise users feel the benefits within 5 days. Go to risescience.com/Perez and download the Rise app today. That's risescience.com/Perez to try the Rise app free for 7 days.
Well, let me just say, do you rent or own your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, see how much you could save. Geico.com, easy.
Going into some wacky news, it was the 50th birthday of Tupac recently, and Jada Pinkett Smith, his ex, shared a previously unreleased Tupac poem. And then all these people started clowning on Will Smith. I'm like, that's the takeaway? Like, you just got a new piece of Tupac content that had never before,
the internet. Come on.
never before been shared. And instead of celebrating him and his legacy and enjoying this gift, you're all clowning Will Smith. Lame. But speaking of the Smith family, I did make some time. I didn't even plan on it, but honestly, like, I just started watching it and I was so compelled that I finished watching the entire 30-minute episode. Jada and Will's daughter, Willow, sat down for her first ever solo one-on-one Red Table Talk interview. And it was with Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris Jackson. And it's one thing to read about people that are struggling. And this is why I find it so important. Not important. I don't know, whenever I hear people that are going through something difficult, it makes me feel better, because I'm like, wow, it's not just me, or I could so relate to that or whatever. And just hearing Paris Jackson verbalize the pain that she's been through and how hard her life has been, from multiple suicide attempts to the PTSD that she has from the paparazzi. I have a whole new understanding, respect, and appreciation for Paris Jackson. So if you have time, watch that. It was really amazing. And I sent her a big hug.
By
Also,
the way, Willow's got a new song out that's really good. We've been playing it, and
yeah, it's not
she,
exactly new, but it's newish. I like
it's
it.
it's
Transparent Soul,
Transparent
right?
Soul. Yeah, it's a good song. And she was up at
With
the
Travis
station
Barker.
with Travis Barker on drums. He drums on everything.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you, he was up last week too, and I spoke with him as well. But Willow, I didn't
Did
speak
you
with Willow.
wait? Did you ask him about Kourtney Kardashian?
I really thought for a moment maybe I could weasel something in.
You
Just
didn't freaking ask him about Kourtney Kardashian. Come
No.
on.
Here's the reason why. Let me tell you why.
That's lame.
Because the
He's so
interview,
public. They're so public.
but the interview was with another
Machine Gun
one.
Kelly. Oh, was it with
No.
Jaden Hostler?
No, keep going. Why can't I remember his name now? Not Lil Huddy. What the hell's who was he with?
Jaden Hostler.
No, he was with
Machine Gun Kelly.
no, I'm spacing on the kid's name. Keep going. Why can't I think of his name?
I don't know.
It was the other kid's interview anyhow.
Oh,
And
okay.
and
Who's the other
he,
kid? Now I want
he
to
was the
know.
plus one.
Okay.
Interscope artist. I'm embarrassed that I can't remember his name. It's too early in the morning. Like I asked myself too quickly, I think. I'll tell you in a second. It'll hit me.
Okay.
But it was his interview. And Travis was just sort of accompanying him to the interview.
You
So
could have
if it
said,
was just, if it was
this-
just Travis, I would have. But Travis was so sweet and he was so great. He was
You
great.
did, I would have. Okay. This is why we really need a 5-day-a-week show. And I could have figured it out. I could have finessed it so well for you and made it about.
I don't need to. It was about the music.
Well,
it was
I would have
about
been like,
music.
okay,
This wasn't a scandalous
no,
web
I
hit
get it.
kind of. You know what I'm saying? This
That's-
wasn't for entertainment tonight. I know what they needed, but for
Okay,
this wasn't the
that's-
place. I picked my spot.
But I would have still been, because your station has social media. Okay, they still need content for social media. I would have been like, so has Kourtney listened to the song? What are her thoughts on it?
Ugh.
That would have been so simple.
It's why artists like me. Okay, it's why I keep getting all of the interviews and they come back time and time again. I know what I'm supposed to do. I play the game.
Anyways, boring.
I know.
Sending positive vibes to Paris Jackson. Also sending positive vibes to Naomi Osaka. She has announced that she's withdrawing or won't be competing at Wimbledon, but she will be competing at the Olympics just a few weeks later. So that starts next month. That probably makes sense. You know, like going straight from Wimbledon to the Olympics is probably a lot. So
yeah,
we'll see her come back at the Olympics. And more wacky news. Let me take that back. For those of you listening, I just like touched my forehead and was like, just confused, not confused. Like, you know, I celebrate this. I celebrate her. I am not begrudging anybody's success. That Call Her Daddy podcast just signed a 3-year, $60 million deal.
They'll never see
Spotify.
any of that money.
What do you mean?
They don't get that much money. That's like saying,
well, even if it's 5 million, hello, that's still amazing.
Probably closer to 5 million than 60 million. Yeah.
That's still great.
It is great. I mean, I'm sure they're making great money, but they're not making $60 million.
I don't, or maybe it's
a lot of those deals. It's like I could sign a radio contract and say, well, it's a $2 million deal. Yeah, if I maxed out every ratings bonus and I got every possible dollar that I could possibly make, okay, it could be worth that much. But it's a lot of it could be's. And they put that out there to make people say, wow, this must be really great because whomever got a $40 million. I'm missing out. I got to watch this. It's just part of the game. It's all bullshit.
Yeah. Same with, initially there were the reports that now actually this is an update. When we spoke about Chris Harrison leaving The Bachelor, it was initially reported that he was walking away with $50 million. Now Variety corrects that and claims that was a gross exaggeration on his team's part.
You think?
And that he's not walking away with $50 million. Instead, he's going and being bought out with $10 million, but that's still a lot of money.
Yeah. I don't buy that number either.
Anyways, congratulations to Call Her Daddy. Have you ever listened to that show or watched it?
No.
I have. And listen, there's an audience for it.
Sure. Is our show better or is it just different?
Oh, our show is so much better. I mean, I guess like her thing is like, I don't know, maybe it's different. Maybe why it's resonated is like, it's just a lot of like cock talk, like girls talking a lot about sex, which maybe like that hasn't been done that much in the past, I guess.
It just seemed, I did see a clip because they were asking like Miley Cyrus
Yes.
something about some sex. And I just felt like it was tacky, but I'm a guy and I would never ask her questions. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not my place. It's, and I get a girl can get away with it. And Miley is down to talk about anything and wants to be shocking. So, I mean, I guess it made sense for that, but still watching it, I was like, this is tacky. It's like, it just, I don't know, just wasn't for me. I'll just say that.
All right. More wacky news. A lot of people had strong opinions about this. It's just hilarious to me. Macy Gray, the singer, says that the US should ditch the Stars and Stripes flag because it's tattered, dated, and divisive. I don't give a fuck. If the country wants to change the flag, change the fucking flag. To me, America is so much bigger than the flag.
Yeah.
The flag can change. The flag can evolve. Just like, the rainbow flag has evolved over time. There's different iterations of that. I'm not like an old fogey. He's like, no, there's only one rainbow flag and that's the old one, whatever. Also briefly, and then we'll take some calls. We'll end things with this last little bit of for old people, some old people drama.
Old people.
Madonna was put on blast by this Broadway actor, John Benjamin Hickey, who claims that when she went to go see a production that he was in, Madonna, the whole night was just braiding her hair. And a lot of people in the cast thought that was very disrespectful. And Madonna has a reputation in the theater. She also was texting during a different show. What are you going to do? It's Madonna. I said this last week, she's far from perfect, but I still love her.
Yeah.
All right, let's take some calls.
By the way, the kid's name's Kenny Hoopla. Like I said, it would just hit me like a ton of bricks later on.
Never even heard of him.
He's got a good song out. Of course, Travis drums on it, but it's like he's got like a mixtape sort of album.
Well, I think
out,
I have heard of him. Yes.
Yeah, he's got a good song. His song's really good. It's doing pretty well on alternative radio.
Yeah, I mentioned him. I thought he had retired actually, or like he took a long break.
Who, Kenny?
Yeah.
No, Kenny's a kid. Kenny's
I know, but
like
I think
19 or 18 or something.
I don't know. Maybe
he's one of those TikTok guys that had a huge following that, Travis somehow just continuously finds. All right, let's take a call here.
Hey, Perez. Hey, Booker. It's Amanda from Vancouver, Canada. And just wanted to call in to talk about the Pratt incident with him photographing Catherine, clipping his toenails. I am pregnant and my stomach is huge and I cannot see my hoo-ha. So my husband happily trims my hairs for me. I may not post it on Instagram, but I totally feel like couples do weird stuff like that and it's totally okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, love you guys. Love the podcast. Bye.
Yeah. Couples do weird things like that. I didn't find that to be that odd, but I don't know. You seem to think it was kind of disrespectful or something.
No, people did not listen carefully. I never had issue with that. What I brought up was, for me, him posting it on social media to celebrate their anniversary. That's what I found odd, not her doing that. I think that's sweet and great.
But celebrating the mundane is part of a relationship as well. Like, you don't have to have every moment of greatness. It's like it's the regular times you celebrate.
Yes, but like our listener,
what that post meant.
Like our caller said, are you going to share a photo of your husband taking care of your hoo-ha hairs? No. It's
that's
like
illegal.
No, I mean, you could do it without actually showing, but you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's like what they did.
All right.
It was it was not the doing, it was the sharing that I thought was odd and
Okay.
Hi,
disrespectful.
Perez. Hi, Booker. I was just calling because I wanted to know if you guys have ever heard of a group or a band called Sammy Ray and the Friends. I think that they are really good. The lead singer, she's excellent, but I never hear much about them.
You?
Never heard of them.
Yeah, me neither. Not a clue. Sounds like there's somebody's trying to get a plug for their band, which is fine. I don't care. Another call here.
Hi, this is Mikey Glam from Connecticut, and I just wanted to say that I just found out about the Call Her Daddy podcast being worth like $60 million, and that's just mind-blowing to me. I feel like the Perez Hilton podcast should be worth that much because she says daddy gang like every 20 seconds, and I couldn't even make it through the Holly Madison interview because of that. Anyways, love you, mean it. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, thank you.
So sweet.
You know, I'm happy because the most recent, I freaking worked so hard to try to get our most recent video vlogcast to do well, and it did. It's our most watched episode, and I was live chatting during the premiere on YouTube, and then on Instagram, I went live, and I said, hey, everybody, watch on YouTube. I'm live chatting on YouTube. Maybe you can join us for the premiere of this episode.
Just depends on what time it comes out. I mean, if I'm not at work, I will.
It'll be at 9 a.m. Tuesday morning, Pacific time.
Tomorrow morning?
Yes.
Probably not. Okay.
Hey guys, it's Lauren. I'm just listening to your news podcast, and you're talking about Kim Kardashian failing the baby bar a second time. I do watch the show, and just so you guys know, it showed last night she actually took the baby bar when she had COVID. She and North and I think Saint or one of them got COVID, and she got it right before she was supposed to take it. So she actually took the baby bar the second time when she had COVID. So she even said, if I pass it, great. If I don't, I've got COVID. And she could barely get through it. So anyway, just thought I'd fill you in with that. Love the show. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Okay.
Good to know.
Good to know.
I did not know that.
No, I did not either. And yet I don't care. So here we go. Another call.
Hi there, this is Amy from Ontario. I just wanted to make a little comment about Kanye West and the whole Kim Kardashian and Irina, whatever her name is. I'd like to know the timeline of when he unfollowed the Kardashian sisters and Kim, because it seemed like once the story was leaked about him and Irina, that next day he unfollowed them. And I'm just wondering if the Kardashians leaked the story of him being with Irina on his birthday, trying to kind of give him a bad look. I wouldn't be surprised. They're a lot shadier than we.
No, I don't think they leaked it. There were paparazzi photos of him and her in Paris.
Okay.
And that story, the story actually had been working its way for a few weeks before that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't think that they leaked it. I think it had been whispered and gossiped for a while.
Gotcha.
Sarah from LA, love you guys. Perez, you said Meghan Markle's baby is like a month old. She had her baby on June 4th, and Kate Middleton made her comment that she can't wait to meet her like exactly 1 week later on like June 11th. Like it had only been a week. Can a girl just enjoy her baby for a week before FaceTiming her to the world? I mean, it has not been a month. I mean, I know you have it in for them in some kind of way, but
I do not.
Yeah, that was a little, that was, you exaggerated just a bit there. So that's all. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Whatever. The baby was weeks old.
We had
the
quite
same
a few
thing
calls.
still applies. I still think. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we had a lot of calls really disagreeing with your point of view on hold on, let me see if we got one.
Hi guys, this is Jeanette. I'm a frequent listener, frequent caller. I'm the social worker from Chicagoland. I have two things I want to talk about. One, I'm just venting, and two, I have a question. The venting is this new trend of 80s synth pop music is just driving me nuts, right? There's no bangers, there's no soul or substance like The Weeknd and Post Malone. There's nothing behind it. I'm just venting about that. I need to get that off my chest. I think you guys would understand that. The second is a question. I had called a while back about Ariana Grande and why people and who and why people buy and consume her music. And you kind of reminded me she's like the modern day Mariah Carey. You know, mothers and daughters can listen to it in the mall or in the dental office or in the grocery store. But I would like to challenge you guys to see if you could come up with a list. If I give you 4 artists from the 80s and 90s, if you can tell me who the modern day equivalent of those artists are. So these are the artists from back then. Madonna, Prince, Paula Abdul, and Motley Crue. If you could tell me the modern day equivalent, it'd be interesting if you could tell me that. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thanks again.
It's like we got fucking homework from her.
All right. The modern day Madonna, I would say.
Gaga.
Well, that's not modern day. Gaga's like old school now.
You think?
She's like more than 12 years.
Yeah,
now.
but Madonna had such an arc too. I mean, Madonna went all the way up till 50. So is Gaga. I mean, Gaga, you know, she went from music to film to
but I think
doing something different.
I think Gaga's radio days are over.
Well,
maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I would say the modern day Madonna is Taylor Swift.
Yeah, there you go. That's fine.
Taylor Swift. You know, she's
not
much
relevant.
Yeah, she's much more culturally relevant, reinventing herself like Madonna did.
Yeah.
Still has the hits, still sells tons. The modern day, who else was it? Madonna?
Prince? There's no modern day.
Oh, yeah. The modern day
There's no
Prince
such
is
thing.
Bruno Mars. Yes. Bruno Mars, I would say.
No.
I would say
Bruno's done the same thing over and over and over. Prince never did the same thing over and over.
All right. I'm just saying, I'm not saying he's better or as good. I'm just like trying to give an equivalent. The modern day, who else? It was Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
The modern
That was
day,
a hair band. I don't know.
That genre doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
The modern day Motley Crue is Imagine Dragons. I don't fucking know.
Let's take one more call. This is stupid.
All right.
Hi there. I'm calling
I
from
wouldn't
Ontario,
still say it's
Canada.
stupid.
And first of all, happy almost 6 years to the podcast. That's awesome. I love it. And I love you, Perez. However, I think I have a Booker brain because I find myself agreeing with Booker a lot. And that's why I'm calling in, because I agree with him on the Meghan Markle. She should be the one to call or text or FaceTime Kate of the new baby, only because I've had 2 babies and it took me a while to get out of the fog, like after giving birth. I just wasn't ready to talk to people and see people. It didn't take long, maybe like 3 days later or whatever, but I want to be the one to reach out to my family and friends when I'm ready. If I had all of them like bombarding me, it would be overwhelming just after giving birth. So I do think it is up to the mama to make that announcement when she's ready. Thanks. Bye.
I like that Booker brain. It's a sign of intelligence right there. Higher intelligence, actually.
All right. We can, we can agree to disagree.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching and listening, and call us 800-721-1185 and share the link to the show, and let's keep growing this. Call her Perez.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.